2 years ago, I was retired, and Rocky called me and offered me the job. And as I said at that time, I was not going to get back into coaching for anybody but Rocky Long. And so I told him, I said I'd do it for 2 years and reevaluated at that time. And, you know, basically, I'm going to be 69 years old come March. My wife and I and my families, we're kind of going back and forth from La Jolla to Thousand Oaks. And, you know, I miss them. They miss me. And, you know, it's what I want to do. I want to be with my family in my golden years, so to speak. So I've decided to and this was before the year even started. I told Rocky that this is going to be my last year, and appreciated it. And you know, I've enjoyed every minute of it. He's been great to work for. He's let me do my thing, and we're great friends, and we're going to continue to be that way. Any questions?
Bob, what are you most proud of or most satisfied with here, and what would you have liked to have done better with?
Well, I think number one, I'm proud of the fact that we've been in 2 bowl games, and you know, we've played some exciting football at times. I think the thing that probably is the most disappointing is we didn't have a chance to win a championship, and unfortunately, some of our key players got hurt this year because I thought we could be a really good football team. But when Azell got hurt, and then of course Quinn got hurt, that set us back tremendously from an offensive standpoint.
Your hands were kind of tied,
yeah,
in some respects, right?
You only do what what your players can do best, and at that point, we had young, inexperienced receivers, and we had a freshman quarterback backing up Quinn, and he struggled as well. So, yeah, it's kind of hard.
It doesn't sound like it, but was there ever a time during the season where you said, well, maybe I might stick around one more?
No, really, my wife and I decided before the season. You know, we went the first year, and then she said, this is too tough. You know, she's still living in Thousand Oaks. I live here in La Jolla. She comes for the games Thursday, Friday, Saturday, goes back Sunday. In the off season, I go there on the weekends. And, you know, we've been married 46 years. This is not the way to have a marriage, you know. So my kids and my grandkids are there. She gets to spend a lot of time with them. I get to spend a little time when they come up for the games. And I miss them. You know, they're growing up, and I just want to be with them during that time.
What's your wife's name, Bob?
Elaine. We call her Laney, yeah.
Is this kind of not as emotional for you as it could have been when you retired the first time? Is it just more? Is there more sense of relief or just wanting to move on? Yeah,
I think I'm not going to sit up here and cry like maybe I would have earlier in my career. I'm satisfied. You know, I feel good about it. People have no idea how many hours we put into this job. I mean, 7 days a week, and so many hours during the week. You know, I love it because it's not only my job. It's like a hobby to me. I love football, and I love X's and O's and those kind of things. But it comes to the point where, you know, like I said, I'm going to be 69 years old. We want to travel. We want to enjoy each other in our golden years, and you know, I want to enjoy my family. I want to see my little grandkids grow up and play sports and be with them.
What are you looking forward to most for this final game that you're coming up?
Well, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most is winning the football game and performing well offensively. You know, if we could do that, then I'll go away feeling like I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish.
They give up a lot of yards on the ground. Do you feel like you guys have the offense to kind of exploit what they have?
Well, you know, obviously from a size standpoint, you know, we're big and we're physical, but they're very athletic and they play extremely hard. The thing that impresses me about them is they are very fundamentally sound. They don't do a lot of things, but what they do it well. They keep everybody inside of them. They keep everybody in front of them. They don't give up a lot of big plays. They make you work. They make you go 10, 12 plays without making a mistake to score. You know, but if you throw it incomplete, you get a penalty, you get off rhythm, all of a sudden then they got you because they're just not going to give up a whole bunch of big plays.
What DJ Humphrey did this year, I don't know that anybody necessarily saw it coming to this success, this extent. What did he do beyond what a normal, or what are his skills beyond what a normal good running back is?
Well, I think he's just very explosive. You know, for his size, I think he carried the ball maybe 21, 22 times a game. For his size, to be able to hit up inside the tackles as well as outside, and to stay healthy for the entire year, I thought was impressive. You know, he's a slight guy. He's not a real big guy. And I think we all saw that when he gets in the open field, he's pretty exciting. He's hard to tackle one-on-one.
Did he become more of a leader this season, do you think?
I think towards the end he's starting to become more of a leader. I think when Wazell got hurt and when Quinn got hurt, and then he started having the success he started to have, he started becoming more vocal at practice. And I think he'll be an outstanding leader here next year.
Coach Sdsu, you kind of know how much talent that's currently on offense and how many guys are returning next year. A lot of talent. For the next OC that steps in, do you feel like he's going to be in good hands, no matter who it is?
Yeah, I feel good about that. You know, if you look at our offensive line, we're losing one senior. We look at our receivers, we're losing one senior. When we look at our quarterback, we're losing him. So I think if there's a sticking point right now, it's the quarterback position. You know, I'll still say we've got to find a guy that can come in here and help the program, help it to continue to be good and to get better.
Is there one moment in particular or any memory you remember most of working with Rocky here for the past year?
Oh, I just think just the day-to-day thing. I mean, he's so down to earth. He's so casual. If you don't really know him, he doesn't look like he's a fun guy, but he's a fun guy to be with. You know, we have a lot of laughs. We talked about old times when he was at UCLA with me, and of course I spent a year with him at New Mexico. We went to a bowl game there as well. You know, we just had some good times. We talk about old times together, and he says, "Well, I can't wait to go play golf with you." I'm a member in a country club in Westlake, and he said, "I can't wait to come, and I can't wait to have him with me."
I'm assuming you met the players, and how'd that kind of go? What do you tell them?
Well, you know, I told you a while back, and there's a lot of the coaches knew almost the whole year, but I don't know if the players really know. They'll find out today, and I hope they respond well. You know, they can go one or two ways. You know, but I think they'll respond well, and I think they'll play hard.
Bob, where in the discussions that you guys have had and Rocky mulling, maybe changing this offense, going to a spread, where have you kind of come down in that debate, and what kind of thoughts have you given him about weighing that?
Well, you know, basically we do some of the spread, but you know, if you're going to run a true spread, you got to have a quarterback that can run with the football. We don't have that right now, and I think there's some people on the horizon that maybe, you know, some redshirt guys and stuff that can do that. But he has to ask himself what he really wants to do with the system. Like I said, we were in some spread. We do run some 3, 4, 5 wide receivers at times, but we're unique. We're like in Alabama. When I took the job, I said our offense is very similar to Alabama, and we don't have the same players they had. But as you can see, they line up in the eye. They line up with the tight end. They line up with 2 backs, but they also line up with 3 and 4, 5 receivers too. And Alabama's the #1 team in the country. They still pound you. They still, you know, run the football, and they play great defense. And so I think it'll be interesting to see, you know, if they go to the spread, how it affects the defense. Because I think you look at Gary Patterson at TCU, he was a great defensive football coach. And their defense has suffered. Now their offense has all of a sudden come alive, and it's more exciting for everyone. But from a team standpoint, they gave up a lot of yards and a lot of points on defense, which he was not used to doing. So I think that's part of what the spread does too. You know, it affects your defense.
Right. Do you feel strongly either way about kind of sticking with what you guys have done, or?
Well, I think, you know, I think Rocky is kind of intrigued by the spread. I think, you know, it's more exciting. I'd love to throw the ball 50 times myself. You know, I would have liked to throw a lot more than we did this year, but I wanted to win, and we couldn't have won if we were doing it that way. So we had to kind of gear it down the other way and run the football. But I think he's looking forward to maybe it affecting his defense in practice, a no-huddle, a fast tempo type thing to get used to playing games, because we're a dinosaur basically. Not many people are running what we're running, particularly in this conference. It's all spread. I saw the guy at Air Force, who I'd known for years, the linebacker coach, Ron Carragher at San Jose, made the same kind of comment. He says, we're not used to seeing a lead blocker. hitting us in the mouth. And if you look at the Air Force game, you look at San Jose, and a lot of games, you know, we hit people in the mouth, and that's our system. It's a downhill running game with a lead blocker. You don't have that in one back.
Beyond Alabama, who do you feel like still runs the best?
Georgia, I think Georgia. You know, Mark Rick and I have been good friends over the years. We played against each other when I was at A&M, and he was in the Cotton Bowl at Florida State, and I went down and spent time with him. And I look at their offense. They do a lot of similar things to what we do and what Alabama does as well. LSU does a lot of those same things.
Anything else for Coach?
Any guys, I guess you're hoping SDSU gives a look at? I mean, you probably want, you know, a lot of other coaches from other schools. Any guys you'd hope they give a look at, and even guys on the staff.
No, that's not my job to do. I told Rocky, and he said, I'd appreciate it if you can. If there's anybody that he would like me to research a little bit, I know a lot of coaches in the country, and I know guys that work for guys that work for guys. And if he wants me to get a little information on a particular person, I'd be more than happy to help him in that regard. And he said thanks.